Well, if you've been following along with our COVID-19 updates, you'll notice a significant decrease in the percentages of positive cases that we're now reporting in Missouri. An average of 7.5% of tests are now coming back positive. The COVID Tracking Project tells us that it's weeding out some duplicate testing due to new reporting from the state of Missouri. Now, while the trend remains the same, the reported positivity rate has decreased. Meanwhile, Missouri's reporting more than 2,000 COVID-19 cases since yesterday. It's the largest daily increase in more than a week. Kansas is reporting more than 1,800 new cases since Wednesday. Doctors at KU Hospital said this morning that they have been getting calls from other hospitals in our region as those hospitals are now nearing capacity following the spike in COVID-19 cases.
They're calling and saying we may need to transfer patients because we're out of room. And so I wanted to make sure that we shared that message today, that this concern that cases would lead to hospitalizations and hospitalizations would lead to death, more deaths, we are starting to see across our region.
Doctors say those hospitalizations are mostly in southwest and central Missouri, and right now KU would be able to help those hospitals if they hit capacity.
With just 25 days now until Election Day, President Trump is vowing to get back on the campaign trail. He insists he feels perfect, even well enough to hold a campaign rally tomorrow. ABC's Elizabeth Schultz is in Washington with the latest.
A week after he went to the hospital to get treated for COVID-19, President Trump's health is still in question. Trump admitting to radio show host Rush Limbaugh he wasn't in great shape last week, but now insisting he feels perfect and touting the treatment he received.
We're rounding the turn on the pandemic because I'm telling you, we have a cure. More than just a therapeutic, we have a cure.
The White House physician, Dr. Sean Conley, revealing few details about Trump's condition, but saying the president is clear to resume his public schedule as soon as Saturday. Conley has previously made false statements about Trump's treatment. White House aides are still refusing to answer when the president last tested negative for COVID, a crucial detail for contact tracing.
I can't reveal that at this time. The doctors would like to keep it private.
Before Trump contracted the virus, the White House would disclose his COVID test results. The White House itself remains a COVID hotspot. ABC News has confirmed 2 more members of the White House residents tested positive for COVID nearly 3 weeks ago, bringing the number of residential staff who tested positive at that time to at least 4. Meantime, House Democrats unveiling a bill that would create a panel to determine if a president is fit to lead under the 25th Amendment.
This is not about President Trump. He will face the judgment of the voters, but he shows the need for us to create a process for future presidents.
The president says he will hold a campaign event on the South Lawn tomorrow. He says he'll address the crowd from one of the balconies. The president will then travel to Florida Monday for a rally.
In Commitment 2020, the candidates for Missouri governor met face-to-face for their first debate.
They covered everything from COVID-19 to crime to health care and the state's economy. Our Michael Mahoney following that debate that just wrapped up. Michael?
Yeah, you're right, Kelly. Now, the pandemic dominated the first 30 minutes of this 90-minute debate this afternoon. There were 4 candidates on the stage at the Missouri Press Association debate in a theater in downtown Columbia. The center of attention, Democrat Nicole Galloway, Governor Mike Parson, plus the Libertarian Rick Combs, and Green Party candidate Jerome Bauer. Governor Parson says his balanced approach to the virus is working. The economy is coming back, but Galloway, citing Missouri's persistently high number of cases, charges that the Republican is failing the test of leadership.
2,400 Missourians have died from this virus since March. And when Governor Parson was asked if he took responsibility for his government's response to this virus, he said no and compared it to car crashes.
And we are on the right track on this state, but we have to do a combination of fighting a virus, fighting the economy, and getting our kids back in school.
Now, recent polls have Parson leading Galloway in this campaign. Governor Parson was not really on the defense today, but Galloway pressed him throughout the 90-minute debate on the virus, Medicaid expansion, and leadership. The 2 candidates' approach on this reflecting those polls. Galloway on offense, Parson counterpunching when he saw the chance. And this may be the only debate between the 2. At this point, it's the only one that both campaigns have accepted.